If you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn education. You feel me? I'm Quindell Evans, BluePoetry.com, and this is the Blue Poetry Podcast. And tonight, I got my brother Malcolm Lit with me, and I got the little big bro, A Money with me, and it's the beginning of 2020. You feel me? It's January 3rd, 2020. It's 3 days into the new decade, and we making history. We part of history right now. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. Tonight we want to talk about some 2020 goals that we got, brothers. Right? I got some goals for this year, for this decade. In 2030, I have a vision for where I want to be, and it's not in the same spot. You feel me? It's not in the same hood. You feel me? I'm still in the mud with the pigs. You feel me? So things got to change. So 2030, I want to be walking on marble floors, not through the mud. You feel me? So let's talk about some of our 2020 goals. First off, let's introduce the people. You feel me? Introduce ourselves to the people. My name is Quindell Evans. You feel me? The Blue Poetry. You know himself, the seed of Blue Poetry. All right. And tonight, this is A Money, and this is Malcolm Lit. But I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and say a few things about themselves. Let's go.
Right. What's the word? I go by A Money on it. East Flatbush in the house. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm an artist, rap artist. My passion is my dream. I hope to fulfill more in 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm 17 years old. I'm just on a mission trying to grind it out. That's what it is.
Yeah. What up, people? It's Malcolm Weaver, aka Malcolm Lit. The creator, the author, the visionary of National Historic Comics. I've been working on this comic book series for the last 10 years of my life, and finally it's about to come out this year. Dreams actually do come to reality when you actually keep your dream alive and don't let your dream die out. You know what I mean? Because anything is possible if you know you believe in something that could change the world. So,
All right. So my brother got the comic, and I guess that's part of one. That's probably one of your 2020 goals is to put out a comic book, and you're probably gonna put out some more things, and we're gonna talk about that later. But I want to start it off and share some of my 2020 goals. Share some of the things that I plan on doing this year. You feel me? Um, I shared this on my. I shared this like I did a podcast personally about it, but goals change. Like, and I don't know. Maybe my list might change. Maybe it might be the same, but some of the things that I plan on doing this year is helping you put out that book, that comic book. Um, I don't think I shared that specifically. I didn't want to like say anything specifically, but now that you're here, I feel more comfortable sharing that we are working on this book,
I needed a team.
and
I needed a partner
this
in
is
my vision.
yeah, this is lit. I was listen. I'm gonna keep it 100K. I'm gonna keep it 100K. Like I ain't do it for the wheat. You feel me? I ain't do it for the gluten. I ain't do it for the bread. That's all I'm trying to say. Like I ain't do it for the wheat because this is my brother. So I went to an artist, and I ain't gonna drop his name because I want to work with the brother in the future still. But I went to an artist and a visual artist who I wanted to draw Malcolm's images for his comic books, and the brother was like, "Nah, he ain't with it." And I got mad. You feel me? We had a little back and forth, and I'm like, "You ain't even gonna try." You feel me? And I was upset, and I ended up like telling myself like, It don't even matter. I'ma draw it myself. I do it myself. And I found myself buying a little Apple Pencil, and because I already had an iPad, and I decided to draw it on the Notes app. And he didn't even know I was drawing it. He thought I had an artist. I'm like, I got my artist working on it. Da da da. And it did not fall through. So I ended up illustrating the entire comic book for Malcolm, like everything, and it was kind of fun. So I put a lot of work in, and I didn't do it for the wheat because I wouldn't do this for the money. There's no way I would do this for the money because that is like, it's no amount of money. I feel like I deserve a lot of money, for drawing this. Like, and I understand why the artist was like, nah, I'm not with it. Um, because I mean, it, because I kind of like did a lot. You feel me? I kind of like did more than required in a way, like more than in a way. But I feel like that's just me and how I feel, and now I understand because I'm not an illustrator. I'm not. I'm not. I don't draw, and I think that's the part I'm missing out. Is that I don't draw. If I drew, I feel like that would be much easier, and I probably wouldn't mind doing it for the money, because that's what I do. But I don't draw at all. I make music. I do poetry. For me, like I write books. I do not draw at all, and I illustrated an entire book, bro, and it's done, and it was fun, and I would do it again. You feel me? But I think it was really it really happened because homie was like he didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
and it made me want to do it myself. So one of my goals for this year is to put it out. I'm done drawing it, and now it's time to publish it. You feel me? And get it out there, and in different formats too. I think we could do a lot of things with this comic book. I think it could actually be something on the screen that people could watch. And we could talk about that later. But yeah, that's one of my goals for 2020. Another one of my goals for 2020 is to put out a music project, you know, or at least plan it, plan it and actually work on it. Get it, get the work done for the music project. Type. Another one of my goals for 2020 is to like see another part of the world, like get out of New York City. And I think it's time to explore another place, like go somewhere different. You feel me? So 2020, I want to see what's up with another part of the United States, maybe even another part of the world. Um, yeah, and that's just three. That's just three of my 2020 goals that I want to do for this year. Um, I want to do a lot of things, and I am doing a lot of things, and I want to continue to have fun. So I just think I want to enjoy life more. You feel me? I want to seize every moment. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to my some of my 2020 goals. So yeah, what's up, A Money? What's some of your 2020 goals?
My 2020 goals is basically just to go as a person, to go as an artist. I've been I've been blessed to have a lot of opportunities in 2019. I just want to keep being able to contribute to myself, to contribute to society. One of my main goals actually is to like I want to become more widespread in the community without becoming like too widespread, like too mainstream. Because I feel like if you want to touch like if you want to touch people worldwide, you got to start from the ground. You got to start like from the underground where the roots where it all began. I just overall, and for 2019, I just want to be a happier person, a healthier person. Just want to make the people around me proud. I kind of want to have my own little collective, like my own little, just like a formation of artists who just want to see each other win. Give each other critique, feedback. Cause this year is gonna be my last year in high school, so I want to try and develop off of that. Whether I'm still debating on whether college is the route or not. Because if I want to pursue music full time, but still, I just want to keep that part of me, that music part of me, just to keep thriving and keep growing for the new year. Like I said, just want to make my family proud, showing I got a lot to live for, and just have a successful year. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I and Malcolm Lit. What's up with some of your 2020 goals?
Yeah, my 2020 goals. Just the first thing that I've been waiting for a very long time of just knowing, my comic book is actually coming out. Like I'm not living my dream no more. My dream coming to reality, and just knowing I put in the work and effort and never gave up on my dream, make it more worth for how much I'm more proud is coming out. Also, my goal in 2020 just to be a thousandaire. Save up and just really feel like that's my first step of want to be that pre-rich of knowing like if I could be successful just from the bottom I could be successful when I get to there, and that's the mindset I want to have and continue on towards the next 10 years of my success.
A wise man once told me, if you can't handle $100, you can't handle $1,000,000. And somebody I could imagine people right now laughing at you. You said 1,000 there, I ain't even nothing. But I think people might be overlooking the simplicity of it. The simplicity of coming out the year with $1,000, going in the year with 1,000, and not in debt. Like, this is my money. And a lot of people are at times where they just don't have no money. And you're talking about just always having 1,000. You feel me? It's always just making sure you always got 1,000. No matter where you at in life, I got 1,000 I ain't touching. And I think that's a first step. And I think you there. You feel me? And when you achieve that for yourself, you go to the next step. And you might not know. I don't think you know that at all. But there's a guy called Dave Ramsey, and he wrote a book called The Total Money Makeover. You might not know because he's a white guy. Yeah, that's not your type of people to study. But I mean, particularly like currently. You might historically study whoever, but Dave Ramsey got a total money makeover. He got like steps to wealth, and like I believe the first step is to save $1,000, and then the second step is to pay off all your debt or something like that, and the third step, is like he has like steps to become wealthy, and what he calls that $1,000 is your emergency fund. That's what he calls it. So he says save $1,000, and that's your emergency fund, and then start to pay off all your debt, and then start saving. That's what he says. So it's have $1,000 emergency fund, $1,000 emergency fund, pay off all your debts, and then start saving, and then you go to the next steps, when like investments and home ownership and saving for children and stuff like that. So I think you at the first step, bro. About to be a wealthy man. Let 2020 be the year that it you know what I'm saying, that it happens. And people don't make steps that simple. They probably think that is whack. Just be 1,000 there. You feel me? But then it's like, yeah. Yeah. I think people sometimes have an over dependency to their 9 to 5, and they think that they're gonna always have a way to get money. So it's like I don't have to save. And sometimes you need some capital, just to have, So I appreciate you for sharing that, and I appreciate you, A Money, for sharing your three, some of your resolutions, some of your goals for the year. What I want to do right quick though is I'm gonna go grab this mouth book. You feel me? And I want us to talk about this mouth book. Can you grab that? All right. So, cause the mouth book is still lit, and even though it got wet, that's sad. That's sad. My book got wet. Oh, that's grimy. That's grimy. It's all good though.
I still got a copy of mine at home. I think you signed it.
Word, good looks. You usually write in it?
Yeah, time.
Type. That's good. All right. So, do you want to repeat what you just said? Because I don't think they heard you.
Talk about the mouth book. It's a good book. A lot of good stuff in it. Self-affirmations. It's positivity right here. Whatever you got going on, you can write whatever. Clear your head. Clear the air. Yeah. I definitely recommend the mouth book. Go get it.
All right. So, I hope. Oh man, I just realized what that was. Oh man, but it's whatever. I think the volume was different just now. Like it was lower, way lower than what it was supposed to be. But we're good now. We're good now. So my brother just broke down how the mouth book, he said he still got his copy, and he writing it from time to time. So the mouth book is an affirmation book. The mouth book, Message Uplift the Hill. It's a book that you write in order to self-reflect, because Einstein said a life unexamined is not worth living. So that means if you're not reflecting on your life, then what's the point of living it? Like if you're not seeing where you're going, if you're not knowing where you're coming from, if you're not seeing where you're not living in the moment, reflect, see what's going on, like live in the moment. and the mouth book is a tool to help us do that. This is personally the healing, my healing journey in a book. Like, I wrote affirmations every day and started asking self-reflective questions, and I began to find my purpose, you know. And I feel like through it all came a creative man, like, you know, like a man who realized that what everything in life is meant for you to use. Everything in life is meant for you to have, you know, to learn from in some way. Like, nothing is for nothing. You know, everything is for something, you feel me? So this book is reminding us that it's up to us to create the life we want. And it begins with how we speak sometimes, you know? How we speak to ourselves, mainly. The mouth book is a message to uplift the hill. This is a self-healing guide. So how we speak to ourselves has an impact on how we communicate with others, you know? You can't treat me right if you're not treating yourself right. So, and I think more than just the book, you know, I think the process of healing is more important. So what you got to say about the mouth book, Mouth Slout?
Well, the mouth book, personally to me, like, it's definitely like a it's beyond a self-healing guide, because you have more conversation with yourself than anybody else. And when you know that conversation, you have the final decision of your personal life. No matter what anybody could tell you, what their opinion could tell you, your self-inner thoughts is going to deflect or depends of everything what you do in your personal life. So even with the mouth book, it just telling you, like, all right, you can do this, but only you know the outcome of what's going to happen. So no matter how it is, what it look like, you make the final decision of your personal life, and would it benefit you in the long run, or would it just, you know, keep you in a hamster wheel? And I think that's where we get stuck. at. You know what I mean? That's where we get stuck at as, like, individuals in our own trap of mind. You know, like, that's why this is a release. This is a release book. Like, release your emotions, release your anger, release anything that was bottling up inside, to write down and reflect of how much you are the most important person in your life, and you could give that back to other people of that same energy, how much they know they're important. Everybody's important in their own personal journey. It's just how you gonna take that journey and give it back to others.
Yes, thank you for that. So let me say one thing. The mouth can be a message to, you know, you can use your mouth as a tool to hurt others, or you can use your mouth as a tool to heal others. It's all up to you. It's all up to you realizing the choice you have. And that's another thing this book reminds us, is that our mouth is a powerful tool. It's very important how we use it. They say sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt me. That is it's an affirmation. That affirmation is in response to the fact that your mouth is a powerful tool. Whoever made that up knew that your mouth is a message to uplift the hill, and it could also be a message. It can also deliver messages to hurt. It could also do the same thing. So whoever made that phrase up, the affirmation up, knew there's a power in our words. So it's up to us to use our words wisely, and that's what this book is a testament to. And it's not just a testament to that, but more or less realizing that sometimes it's not words, sometimes it's our thoughts, what we're thinking about ourselves. When we're talking to ourselves, we talk to ourselves in our mind when we're quiet. Like right now, he's talking to himself in his head. Right now, Malcolm is talking to himself in his head. Like, that's just natural. So what we're saying in our, he's thinking of what he's gonna say when he gets the mic. You feel me? Like, naturally, whether he's thinking of it or not. Like, it's just if the mic come to me, I got something to say. because we got that in our head. We're always talking to ourselves. So that message begins with us. How we talking to ourselves? Listen, life is fucked up if you are telling yourself in your head life is fucked up. Life is great, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's everything I want it to be. If you are telling yourself it is that way in your head, it's really up to us. Literally 100% of the time, although there can be pain, trauma, things that we go through that can kind of make us forget that, can kind of make us focus on the hurt a little bit. You know, if you got shot, ain't no way you could just like go about your day. Like, you feel me? You can't just be like, well, the pain, it hurts and all that. You gotta kind of heal that. So a lot of us is walking around with spiritual bullet wounds, you know, emotional bullet wounds, mental bullet wounds in us. So it's hard for us to focus on the beauty of life. With that being said, 2020, we are healing these bullet wounds. We stitching them up. We putting the bandages on them so that we can focus on the good things that life has for us. You feel me? Can I get an amen?
Amun.
Can I get an ashe?
Ashe. All day, Ashe.
Can I get it? All right. All right. So listen. If you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn as a vacation. Before we end this off, though, because my phone about to die, let's just hear a freestyle from my brother A Money real quick. Acapulco. A Money, what's up?
Nothing worse than being honest. Keep it blunt to them people who had thought what you become took in stardom from above. Never once apologetic. Been defending these attempts to find some evidence of plotting as they judge. Took the head of the throne, made their follicles erupt. I made them go gray. Blessings out of pocket. You refund them since you won't pray for teaching your older ways. Claim you got no escape while you're racing your demons where every motor may. I done broke through many social phases. Now my mode is blank. Had to carry passion on my back. They couldn't shoulder weight. All alone I lay. Gets easier to cope with hate if you leagues away from getting the creeps while they've been so afraid. They brought their soda waste. Trustworthy opponents unfolded until they showing colors that bring a bolder fate. Blacking out with the purest brain, need a cleansing. And need you be pretending most people can't be befriended. A chemist in the spot I made with. Way too sharp to not spot the fakes. Ain't no one that add a drop of faith in. So I be in the lab formulating these conversations. And a lot like on the table. Don't care who I'm swapping plates with. As long as I manage, I ain't concerned with falling backwards. I reread my worth and they return to rip all the chapters. I dissolve the chatter. Shooting for rumors, they falling faster. And who you thought was fam, you'll soon be calling an actor. Right. A Money on it.
Yeah. 2020 shit. 2020 freestyle vibes. You already know what it is. That's how we're going to do it. Yeah. That's for the 20s right there. That's for the 20s. That's for the 20s. We made it to another decade. So that means we about to turn up. You feel me? We making history this year. We making history this decade. You already know what it is. This is Quindell Evans, BluePoetry.com, A Money, Malcolm Lit, Blue Poetry Podcast, Blue is the color of dream. Poets are already inscribed. Trees are what keeps us alive. BluePoetry.com. Let's go.